guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Steph, and if you guys don't know me, you're gonna get to know me and you're gonna love me because everybody loves me. So go ahead and hit that like button and comment, subscribe, and let's get into this girl talk. So the first question, I just wrote down a list of questions last night because I'm like, I need to film a video because it's how to make friends. I probably shouldn't be necessarily giving a tutorial on how to make friends, but my best suggestion is you obviously have to go to a place like school, after school programs, even work. Like if you work at a place where a lot of younger people work, like Starbucks, Chipotle, that type of places, that definitely can be really helpful and beneficial to you getting friends, because if you don't have a place to necessarily go, it's going to be difficult for you to meet people. The second option is ask your parents if their friends have like kids your age or people your age and stuff like that. The third one is you can obviously go online and meet people. Honestly, I have met some good friends online. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I met some really good people online who were like really, really nice people. Like, they were genuinely my friend. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, obviously be careful. Like, some people are just like weirdos, so yeah, try to weed out the weirdos, but you can meet some really good people online. Okay, so the second question is how to talk to your parents about whatever different stuff that you're scared to talk to your parents about. My biggest suggestion is do it when they're at a time where they're not irritated or frustrated with you. Like if they're like, oh, you didn't wash the dishes, or oh, your grades are terrible, don't try to segue into something important right after that. Do it at a time where they're like relaxed, maybe after they just watched their favorite TV show or ate a nice dinner. And depending on what you're trying to talk about, like if it's something bad, like you did something, you probably want to butter them up. But if it's just like you just want to talk about something, try to just make sure they're in a good mood. Don't try to do it while they're angry or frustrated or irritated with you, or they're just irritated in general. And just go right into it. Don't beat around the bush, because a lot of times I feel like with me, I'll be around the bush and be like, I'm not really sure if I want to talk to you about it, but for the most part, my parents are pretty cool. Just talk. Like, it's really probably not that deep. Like, your parents have been children at some point before, although it may have been a long time ago. Everything that you're going through, they probably have went through something similar, or have experience with something similar, or at least know about it. So just talk. The third question is crushes. Just know that your crush is not a celebrity. Like, I feel like with me personally, I'd always treated people that I liked like, oh my gosh, you're such a big deal, and they're really not that big of a deal. Like, they're just probably attractive. They're probably just attractive to you, and it's really like, don't make your whole life about trying to get somebody to notice you. That's my honestly biggest advice when it comes to liking people or having crushes on people. Don't try to make your whole life surrounding them, because I noticed that I did that for a long time. Not my whole life surrounding a person, but a lot of my existence and my like, oh, I did all this to look all nice, and then the person didn't even notice, so basically now I'm ugly and I'm insecure. And just know the people that you have crushes on are just human beings just like you. Yes, their DNA may have made them more attractive or more stereotypically good looking, but really they're just a human being. And funnily enough, I had this, like when I tell you guys I had this hugest crush on this guy when I was about 13. I literally like thought I was in love with this man. Well, he was a child, but whatever. I was 13. I didn't really like, I thought I was in love with him, and I realized like a year later, I was like, at the time I thought, literally guys, I thought he was like a 9. I was like, oh my gosh, he's so attractive, he's so smart, he's so this, he's so that. Now looking at him, like, because back when I had social media, we followed each other, I'm like, he's like a 7. Like, I don't know why I was doing all that. So just know the crush is gonna wear off, y'all. And in time, age gaps, I guess, in relationships, I don't really know if you're under 18 why there's an age gap. Like, I don't really think you should probably have an age gap in your relationship if you're under a certain age. I feel like under 20, you should be 1 to 2 years within the person. If it's farther than that, like if it's like 17 and 19, fine. If it's 17 and 20, that's pushing it. If it's 16 and 19, that's pushing it. If it's 16 and 17, that's fine. If it's 16 to 18, that's kind of pushing it too. To be honest with y'all, that's a little weird. But it also depends on what month you're born in, because it could be not exactly 2 years apart. It could just be like borderline. I would say if you're under 16, you shouldn't be dating anybody over 16. That's my advice. Okay. Body insecurities, my insecurities. Body insecurity. This is a good one right here. I don't really have too many insecurities. That probably sounds like, oh, I'm conceited. I don't know, my forehead looks weird right now, but whatever. It's the lighting, y'all. Yeah, body insecurities. My biggest insecurity are my feet, because I do wear a size 10, and my hands, because they're very large. Like, you probably can't even tell on screen. Maybe you can tell my hands are large. I don't know. But that was probably my biggest insecurities, because one of my biggest, because when I was in middle school, guys used to tease me, and they would be like, oh my gosh, you have such big hands, just like they do. And I guess that just made me feel like, oh, I'm too close in range to what a guy's hands would look like. Now that I'm older, I realize that most guys have larger hands than I do. And because guys have growth spurts, they're all taller than, people used to make fun of me because of my height, because I am like 5'7", 5'8". People did, guys, it wasn't girls, it was guys who made fun of me. Oh my gosh, you're so tall. And in 7th grade, I was probably 5'3", 5'4", whatever, I don't know. And I was about the same height as the guys in my class. I came back the next year, they're all 6 foot now. When I kid you not, all the guys, I still talk to some of them, they're all 6 foot, 6'3". They're all taller than me. So, honestly, a lot of times a lot of times people, your biggest insecurity is not really going to make a difference in the long term, because it's going to wear off. Like, you may have really big ears now, but when your head grows, especially if you're young, your head is going to grow into your ears. Yeah, so just know your biggest insecurity, it's probably not as serious as you're making it, because you're probably going to grow into your body, especially if it's a body insecurity. Another insecurity, and these are primarily, notice y'all, these are primarily things other people have put on me. So really be attention about who you surround yourself with, because whether it's your friends, your family, social media, movies, TV shows that you're watching, really be intentional about who you're listening to, because a lot of insecurities that I've had were perpetrated from other people. Like, people would tell me, you're too skinny, you're too this, you're too tall, your hands are too big. That's all other people. That was never me saying those things to myself. Think about where that came from, and if it's something you can change about yourself. Like, for example, you may be insecure about your freckles. Don't put makeup on to cover it up. Like, be bold and just be yourself, because really you have to be comfortable with yourself and stop being so concerned about other people. And I know that's like hard and it takes time, but for me, even my feet, like, I used to not wear sandals because I didn't like my feet how big they were. Now I wear sandals and I don't care, and no one says anything. Like, what? Who's gonna be like, oh, your feet are ugly, your feet are too big for a girl? No one says anything. Just go out and live your life. Balancing social media, you guys know, if you watch my previous video, which I'll put in the cards, I deleted all my social media accounts besides this one, obviously. So balancing social media, my best thing is to not wake up to it in the morning. Please, the first thing you do in the morning should not be grabbing your phone and scrolling and looking at what Mindy and Cindy and Bob and Johnny did last night. It should not be. You should be concerned about yourself, whether you're religious, whether you pray or read the Bible, or whether you are just not religious and you just enjoy doing things like reading. Just focus on something that's not looking at a screen in the morning, especially if it's looking at a screen to look at what other people have done or are currently doing. Just try to, if you're spending a lot of time, what I did was I started to put a timer on my apps. So on my social media apps, I will put a timer, and once that timer ran out, it would not allow me back on the app all day. If you're spending like 3 hours on it a day, try to cut back to 2 hours. If you're spending 2 hours, try to cut back to like 1 hour and 30 minutes and just go down to a reduced time. You probably shouldn't be spending more than 1 hour on each app. And I know that sounds bad, because you have like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, that's like 4 hours right there. But if you are spending like 9 hours on TikTok, cutting back to 1 hour obviously is going to take a lot of time. It also depends on what apps you're on, because you can't really spend too much time on Facebook. Like, I don't really know what you would be looking at for all that time. Try to just wean back. Put a timer on the I know some phones don't have the like little timer thing, but if it doesn't, literally put a timer on. Like, put a timer on your kitchen stove or on your, you know, like the clock on your phone, so that you can wean back your time. Stop using so much time on social media, and take that time and do it towards something that you've been saying you want to do. If you're saying, oh, I want to write a book, I want to go out with my significant other, I want to spend more time with my kids, I want to learn a new language, take that time you spend on social media and put it towards something else, and it won't seem as much of a sacrifice. Because for me, it was like, oh, it's such a sacrifice to stop looking at people's social media platforms, because I feel like I'm not going to have anything to do. And if you take away 5 hours of TikTok and you're not doing anything for 5 hours, or you're just watching 5 hours of Netflix, it's kind of pointless. So try to figure out something to do that's not just going to another like Hulu, Netflix, TV. Like, do something else. Try to like go on a walk, go out to eat, read, that type of stuff. You know, work out. All that stuff that you've been keep saying you want to do and you're not doing. Fake friends. Fake friends. It's really not too mind-boggling. I haven't had too many fake friends, but my best suggestion is don't deal with the fake friends. Fake friends that I've had, just people who you tell something and they repeat it to other people, or they're just a little bit of a snake or a lot of bit of a snake, and they really plotting on your downfall secretively, which like I said, I tell them something, they repeat it to somebody else. That's fake. Also, be careful what you think is fake, because some people are not actually fake. You just perceive them as being fake. So kind of be careful what is actually fake. Like, if the person is actually doing something against you, obviously discontinue that relationship. I'm trying to think, like, yeah, just don't deal with fake friends. Like, just cut them off. Honestly, if you feel like somebody's being fake, or you feel like somebody's being a snake, or you just not getting good vibes from the person anymore, and it's over a prolonged period of time, you should probably cut that person off. Like, that's really, because you might know something in the back of your head that maybe you currently don't know, but you kind of are picking up on. You know, you can pick up on how people are really trying to move for. Comparing yourself to others, don't do it. It's really, you're not that person. Like, I heard this analogy a while ago when I was listening to a girl talk, and the analogy is basically, you're running your race and that person is running their race, and you're not competing against this person, and this person is not competing against you. They're running their race and you're running your race, and just be concerned about yourself, because you can't win their race, because they're the only one that can win, because they're the only person in the race. So really, you should be competing against yourself. Be concerned about what yourself is doing. Are you leveling up? Are you doing the best you can? Are you as confident as you could be? Are you doing as well as you could be in your grades, in school, in family life? Are you putting your best foot forward? Do you feel like it's not about anybody else? Don't put, is Cindy doing, no, don't put nobody else's name in the place of you. It should be, am I doing as well as I could be doing? Not, am I doing as well as blank could be doing? Or is, oh, this Instagram picture doesn't look as good as this person. Yeah, don't, that's no. And I know it's really hard, because with social media, it is very difficult to not compare yourself, but just think every person is running their own race, and you should only be trying to win your own race. And you can only win your own race. You can't win somebody else's race. So, but anyways, guys, this is the end of this girl talk. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you guys did, go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I honestly enjoyed this video. So if you guys have any questions that you want me to do, I will definitely do a part 2 rather soon. And